So I created this portfolio and I asked myself, what now? Am I done? But no way I'm done. Of course not. Because this is just the beginning. I still have to prepare my resume, my CV, and also prepare for interviews. And most of all, the most frustrating or the most stressful part of job hunting is actually waiting. Hello there, my name is Brian, or Adobo Mix, in this channel. This is a part 2 of my portfolio video. If you want to see the part 1, you can click the icon up here. So when designing a portfolio, I think that the content that you are showing should stand out, not the design of the portfolio, if that makes sense. And the design must go with the flow, so you need to have like a theme, a color, like what I'm doing right here. I have like a theme. Colors are just 3, orange, blue, and purple. And the vibe is like a gaming portfolio, which reflects my personality, so that's also one thing that you have to consider. I tend to be neutral in this portfolio and not overboard with colors and design, because not everyone will like, or not everyone will have the same taste unless you have a specific company. It must be trendy, the fonts look cohesive, and it looks professional for sure. Never use any like Comic Sans or Papyrus or any fonts that makes them hate you. So this is the first page. I just put my name in there, like, hello Brian, I'm a graphic designer for web and print. As you can see, there's a good contrast. So if you're just using white, it's actually good for your pieces that you'll be putting on later on, because white is good contrast to everything. Beside the contrast, your alignment, the alignment needs to be everywhere. Like this one right here, it aligned it to the center. I think that makes sense to me, and I have these guiding lines right here. And also at the bottom part of the page, a good repetitions of contents, like maybe a pattern that you can use throughout the pages. And I put like a slash right here just to be playful, and I put my avatar right here, just, you know, like a human touch, but some kind of playful. So I put 15 projects that I am proud of. These are from school mostly, but I have like maybe 3 or 4 from a real client that I got paid for sure not free. And these are the pages of the portfolio where you're at, and some of the description, like refreshing the logo of the company and to create new assets that will be used in our promotions and visual identity of the company. So it's just very brief, and mostly just put all the elements that you think it will work, and that should speak by itself, and a little bit of description of what you did. So I think for me this is a good starting point as you apply for your internship. And this is another one. So again, this is where I put the title or the name of the company I work with. So in this case, Hôpital Vétérinaire All Season, so it's French and English combined. Logo, color palette, typography, icons, like these are the icons, layout. It's just pretty much this one right here, and Datamart. And as you can see, I have a different color here compared to number 2, so it's just a repeating element. And this one right here is just a small touch that I think has an impact with the overall design. Let's go to number 3, and this is just a rebranding that I did for Christophe Morel, and this is actually a school project, which is a very complex project. We need to redesign the logo, make a pattern, make a packaging of their items, a little bit of mock-up, and we also need to create like an icons. Actually, this is for newspaper, believe it or not. Is the pattern, the icon, another set of logo in here in colored and black and white. Designing a cookbook from Excellent Eats Asian Cuisine, one of the popular cuisine or cookbook. I did the logo here, it's mostly a typography type of logo, and the color palette right here is just a little bit more playful and trendy. The main software that I used was InDesign to create, I think these are like 20 pages of different layout for a cookbook. So that's just how it is. I just wanted to put it out there. Let's go to number 5, which is the trifold that I made for David's Tea. The main software I used was InDesign, but the illustration I made it from Illustrator. So what I did in here was to create a Christmassy type of trifold. I had a good job doing this one right here. There is a good contrast, and the layout is just trendy. And the next one will be the poster design I made. Example of typography poster right here. It is kind of playful. You put some like music festival poster. This is just to show you how you work with clipping mask, and this is actually a real company, this one, and Jazz Festival for sure. And it just showcases how you're versatile with poster making. This is actually a real client that I get commissioned and got paid for. Create the website, promotional prints like a door hanger. I actually was proud to make the website by myself. I did it in WordPress actually, but I did some customization using HTML and CSS. So this is the logo that I created. We spent a lot of time creating the logo. I think I presented like maybe 10 logos. And then the client wants to have this color palette here and there, so it took me a while. Well, I mean, it took us a while to have this final logo right here. And I did a lot of prototyping, typography for sure, so I decided to go with Lato and Nonino just to give it a playful vibe, because they were looking for like a millennial vibe. To number 8, which is a rebranding. A lot of logo samples, but we ended up with this one right here. Let's go to number 9. Fashion brand here in Montreal, and they're quite big. They're still making some noise out there. So what I did in here is to just create a newsletter. They gave me all the photos, except that I need to create a title buttons, and this was accepted. It's actually a GIF, so it needs created this one in After Effects, and it is just moving. It's just nice to put in your portfolio as well that you did some animations and newsletter for a real company. So let's go to number 10, which is, so I did a lot of wireframe. I think I did it in XD. Color grade the photo just to make it more cohesive. It's like a faded orange and teal look. Prototype for sure, grids, and responsive UI. And another one is pretty much the same, mostly like just prototype and a wireframe that I know how to use XD. That's the only thing that matters in this one. Number 12 is it's just showing that you know how to navigate the web, but web is also associated with the graphic design, so you need to know how to put the stuff like the icons, the button, and how the interaction happens in like the navigation bar right here, like the search button. It has all the elements of graphic design, not just for like creating web, so they are all connected. That's why right now companies looking for someone who knows how to work with web and graphics. So number 13 is again another print. It just gives them like information or gives them an idea that you also work with text heavy design, if that makes sense. So there's a good contrast, like a hierarchy of text, like this one right here, the first hierarchy, the second, third, and the fourth. So that's just how hierarchy works. Number 14, personal project that I joined online. color management, improve my creativity, being outside of the box, and just compositing and make sure that it goes with the color theory and all that. So this is just a personal project that it just showcases my personality as a designer. If you are not new to this channel, I love to draw, and I make sure that when I do draw, there's a color harmony and it has a focal point, and just a bonus and for your personality. So that's just how it is. This is actually the end of my portfolio, and if you have any questions about this portfolio, I will gladly answer them. And yeah, this portfolio got me hired as a designer now. So yeah, hopefully you learned from this portfolio, and I'll see you guys soon.